in the general form of transformation operator for a three-dimensional transformation is given as a matrix with four rows and four columns. That is, this matrix represents that in homogeneous coordinate system. As I said earlier, the first 3 by 3 matrix is responsible for the scaling, shearing, rotation, reflection, etc. And this matrix is represent for, that is PQR, that is responsible for the projection in XY plane, YZ plane, XZ plane, etc. And this LMN is responsible for the translation along X direction, Y direction, and Z direction. And this S is responsible for overall scaling. Okay, so this is the representation of otherwise 3D transformation operator in homogeneous coordinate system. See, this matrix you see here it is 3 by 3, here it is 3 by 1, here it is 1 by 3, here it is 1 by 1. So all these matrices are responsible for, the first is responsible for that shearing, rotation, scaling, reflection, etc. Here the reflection about XY plane, YZ plane, XZ plane, etc. And this 3 by 1 matrix is responsible for projection. Okay, and this 1 by 3 matrix is responsible for translation, and this 1 by 1 matrix is responsible for overall scaling. The next one is the three-dimensional scaling, it is indicating. So, suppose we are having the point x, y, z, and in order to represent that point in homogeneous coordinate system, here we are putting 1. Therefore, x, y, z, 1, that multiplied with the transformation operator. You see, for the scaling, we are having the scaling parameters in x direction. This is a, and this is y value, that is e, and this is z value. Okay, so that is a, e, j are present, and all others are 0. But overall, the responsible for overall scaling will be there. That one is there. Therefore, it is very easy to remember. See, this 0, 0, 0, 1. Here it is 0, 0, 0, 1. And for this 3 by 3 matrix, the diagonal terms are present and the off diagonal terms are zeros. Therefore, this represents scaling. This represents the transformation operator for scaling. Okay. And another question is here. Consider the rectangular parallel pipe that shown in figure. This one that shown in figure. This figure. In this one, and its coordinates are presented here. That is 0, 0, 1, Q 0, 1. Likewise, its coordinates are presented. So the coordinates of these points. Okay, the 0, 0, 0, and this value, this value, this value, and all the coordinates are presented there. And that is subjected to transformation. Suppose in the first transformation operator, see, here it is half, here it is 1 by 3, and here it is 1, which indicates that and the scaling parameters here it is along x direction half, and scaling parameter in the y direction it is 1 by 3, and along z direction there is no scaling actually, therefore it is 1. Here it is 0, 0, 0, 1, here it is 0, 0, 1. So that is the scaling. And you see the parameters are 1 by third, 1 by third. Okay, therefore according to that, the scaled object will be coming like this one. Okay, so this value, and you multiply the initial coordinate multiplied with the scaling, you will get this one. Okay, and after that you have to draw the coordinates in order to obtain, in order to visualize the final object. Okay. So this matrix is for overall scaling. See here 1, 1, 1, but this value is greater than 1. That is, this matrix is representing overall scaling. Okay, that is multiplied with this 2, and you will get this. You will get this value, and for this value you have to divide the entire value with the 0.5. Okay, then you will get, these are the first 3 columns. This one, this one, this one. The first 3 columns represent the actual coordinates of the transformed object after scaling, overall scaling. Okay. Next one is three-dimensional shearing. You see, the three-dimensional shearing. As we studied earlier, if the off-diagonal terms are present, off-diagonal terms means these are the off-diagonal terms. Okay. If the off-diagonal terms are present, that indicates there should be a shearing effect. You see this matrix. If you see the matrix, the diagonal terms are 1. Okay. The diagonal terms are 1. But the off-diagonal terms B, D, okay, this one D, D, then C, this value, this F value, okay, this I value. So all these are non-zero values. So according to that, it should be multiplied, and after multiplying that one, you will get this value. And if you are plotting this one, you will get a sheared parallel pipe. Okay, three-dimensional rotation. This is the transformation operator, that is rotation about x-axis. This is rotation about x-axis. So how we will distinguish that this is rotation about x-axis? It is very simple. You see, this value is 1, others are 0. Here also 0, 0, 0. Okay. Then simply we can write cos theta, sin theta, minus sin theta, cos theta. And rest of the terms are 0, 0. And finally this will be 1. So this indicates the rotation about x-axis. This indicates the rotation about z-axis. You see, the third, that is this one, the element in the third row, third value is 1. Therefore, that is for rotation about z-axis. Okay, and if the element in the second row, second value. Okay, so this is first row, first value. This is third row, third value. This is second row, second value. That is 1. The others are 0, 0, 0. And cos phi minus sin phi, cos phi. And here, usually we are saying that cos theta, sin theta, minus sin theta, cos theta. But here a slight variation, cos phi minus sin phi, then sin phi, cos phi. So this is rotation about y-axis. Okay, next one is combined rotation. Combined rotation means we can rotate about x-axis, rotation about y-axis, rotation about z-axis, and all these rotation metrics we can simply multiply in order to get a single concatenated matrix. With that concatenated matrix, you can multiply it to obtain a combined transformation. Otherwise, next one is this is multiple transformations. In the case of this multiple transformation, what is that? X into t, where that t is x into t1, t2, t3, t4, etc. This t1, t2, t3, t4 may be the different in the various transformation operators. They are multiplied together in order to get a single transformation operator, that is concatenated matrix. So therefore, t is equal to t1 into t2 into t3 into t4, etc. Okay. This is the multiple transformation. So we are having first matrix indicates, then Google S.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Google S. What about this matrix? What it is indicating? What about this matrix?
Multiple transformation.
Okay, multiple transformation. Very good. Because this translation matrix is multiplied with the combined effect of this rotation, and finally you will get a concatenated matrix for this translation, rotation about x-axis and rotation about y-axis. Okay. So we are having the initial value x, y, z1 that should be multiplied with this concatenated matrix in order to obtain the final transformed coordinates. Okay, coordinates of the final transformed object. Okay, very good. Okay, next one is rotation about an axis parallel to the coordinate axis. Okay, Geometry Ranch, you please listen this one. But very simple. This is a parallel pipe. This is a parallel pipe. We are having the coordinates x, y, and z. And in the parallel pipe, there is an axis which is passing through its center. It is indicated as x dash. Okay. And our problem is we have to rotate this parallel pipe about this axis, about this arbitrary axis. what should be the solution? That is my question. Axis, we have to initially, this axis we have to make coincide with any of the axis. Say here it is x-axis. Okay. So for that purpose, we have to do some translation. So that is the first one is translation. Okay. At that time, this axis will be parallel. This axis will be coinciding with this axis. Then we can do the rotation about x-axis, and after that we have to do the translation back. Okay.